The shocking truth about weight loss resistance and how the Hormone Triad Reset can unlock a healthy metabolism. So if you have been exercising, eating right, trying to do all of the right things to lose weight and your weight just will not budge, or you've maybe lost a few pounds but you feel like you're really stuck for the amount of effort that you're putting in, the weight is just not coming off. And when you think about how clean you're eating and how much you're exercising and the effort that you're putting in, you're just not getting those results. So this is what we call weight loss resistance. It's very near and dear to my heart. It's something that I struggled with for years, not having solutions, but we have them for you today. And we'll talk about that here in a minute with the Hormone Triad Reset. So I think many people are looking at ketogenic diet or carnivore diet, or they're trying to adopt some sort of dietary pattern of eating in order to lose weight. And for some people, they may, maybe just because they're switching to a more whole foods diet, they may see some improvements in this scenario. However, they're not really able to really affect change significantly or long term when they've adopted these patterns of eating when they haven't addressed the root cause upstream reason, which is what we do in the Hormone Triad Reset. And it's a pretty complex process, but I want to break it down into 3 different categories that we work with in the Hormone Triad Reset that are really, really effective. And they're the reason that you're stuck with the weight loss resistance. The first one is cellular toxicity. So we work a lot with cellular detoxification. There's so many things that we're exposed to environmentally these days that are really wreaking havoc on the body's ability to produce hormones, balance hormones. There's a lot of pesticide interference just in different environmental toxins that are really interfering with the body's ability to manage hormones effectively. So that can create some pretty significant hormonal imbalances, and that can create a problem from a weight loss resistance perspective. So that's the first thing that we address is cellular detoxification and cellular health. If we remove the interference, the body starts to be able to work more effectively and efficiently. So we have to remove that interference so that the body can take those resources that it's using now to manage all of these different exposures and allocate that to healing, and in turn, really helping to kind of balance hormones out. Number 2 is nervous system regulation, limbic system rewiring. Everyone is dealing with such chronic stress / trauma these days. And I always explain to people, it's not, you may not necessarily even think that you're stressed, but it's your body's perception of what's going on. And sometimes when things have been going on for such a long period of time, there are actually internal stressors like chronic infections that have developed from trying to manage some of these toxins for so long. Like for instance, different gut infections, different parasites that you become vulnerable to some of these infections when there's been chronic stress for extended periods of time. So we need to figure out a system to really address some of this chronic stress and off-burden some of that stress from the body a little bit, and some of those resources can go towards healing. That final piece of the puzzle is resetting the hypothalamus. So the hypothalamus is the control center of the brain. There is a lot of metabolism that's impacted significantly when the hypothalamus is damaged, and it can be damaged from some of these stressors that we talked about. So chemical, emotional, physical stressors, or physical, physiological, psychological stressors can damage the hypothalamus. And so once we address those first 2 components where we're trying to kind of rid the body of some of these environmental toxins. We work with specific things that bind to some of these toxins, remove them from the body, and really reduce exposure. It's a really great place to start. It's just starting to look at some of your personal care items, some of your things that you're cleaning your home with, things that you can swap out so that you're not having as much of these exposures to some of these toxins. And then going back to, we need to kind of manage some of the chronic stress. I know it can be really difficult in the day and time in which we're living in, super fast pace, but really creating some tools and habits for the body to start managing that stress response effectively. So you'll hear me talk often about just going for a walk outside daily can have a profound impact on the stress response in the body. There's other tools that we like to work with a little bit more in depth when we kind of know what's going on with the individual, but that's a great place to start. Or taking yoga or Pilates. Those are really great somatic exercises that can be really, really helpful as well. So then we're dealing with this damage that's happened to the hypothalamus, and there are certain tools that we work with, certain ways of basically biohacking the body and healing the hypothalamus so that we restore that the metabolism working effectively again as well. So those are the 3 different components of that hormone triad reset that really address the long-term strategy of healing what's going on with the weight loss resistance. So, and I will tell you, my husband and I kind of have had this situation where we hate to say that we've had 100% success, but we have with our clients that have really followed this program and the outline for the program specific to their lab work. We've had really, really great success. In fact, once clients get into that last phase with the hypothalamus reset, we have not had anyone lose less than 10 pounds in the first 3 weeks of that phase. So that's pretty remarkable. And really, the primary thing is that we're doing it in a very healing and natural way instead of with medications or injections. We're actually fixing the root cause of what's going on. And we're not relying on medications that you would be stuck on for the rest of your life. We're actually healing what's going on with the metabolism and healing the hormones. So the weight loss is just one amazing side effect that people get from this hormone triad reset and healing the hypothalamus at the very end. But there's a cascade of other benefits where you're sleeping better, you've got more energy, and all of those hormones are much more balanced in general because we fixed the root cause of why that's going on. So it's really interesting to see too how people that have been on hormones a lot of times have been able to come off of them when we start working with this approach as well. So hopefully that was some helpful information for you. I want to give you hope that there's lots that can be done that does not involve medications or injections. It's not as easy as taking a pill. There's effort involved, and we have to see what's going on with your specific situation. But there's so much amazing, there's so many amazing resources and tools and answers to what's going on, and I'm just so excited to share that with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Health and happiness. Have a super, super fantastic day. Thanks so much.